about that. And then coming up, actually, right now. How about if we talked about Dr. Benjamin Keys right now?
How about it?
Good morning and welcome, Doctor.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm doing well. You've had a busy morning already.
It's been quite a day so far.
I heard you on Morning Glory already, so it was nice to get a little preview of what we wanted to chat about today. And I'm fascinated about the trip that you have. But first, folks, our guest, Dr. Benjamin Keys, is the head of the Center for Trauma and Resiliency Studies at Divine Mercy University. So, Doctor, if you could give us first a little snapshot of Divine Mercy University and, in particular, then the Center for Trauma and Resiliency Studies.
Sure. Divine Mercy University is really two major schools. One is in clinical psychology, the other in mental health counseling. And the Center for Trauma Studies is designed basically to train students and the community in aspects of trauma, both first response and chronic trauma, and to give them the necessary skills to have a specialty before they even go into their practices and get licensed.
Now, you have this trip coming up to Lebanon, but these services these training opportunities are not necessarily just for situations in other countries or war-torn countries. They're for situations right here in our own backyard.
Absolutely. Our training center is affiliated with the Green Cross Academy for Traumatology, and this is a first response organization that reaches to the mental health interests of first responders and survivors. And so we have responded to hurricanes. I was at Hurricane Sandy in Toms River, the Oso mudslide in Washington State, the fires that were in eastern Washington. They were also, we were at Katrina and 9/11, so we respond to all major crises.
And there are crises outside of the United States, and you're headed this spring to the Middle East with the Barnabas Fund. I'm not familiar with the Barnabas Fund, so you're giving us a lot of definitions here this morning. Tell us about that.
Well, the Barnabas Fund is a relief organization that has been around for quite some time. They've been involved in the Middle East for quite a while. They were looking some years ago, they were looking for a group or individuals or organization that could somehow teach and give skills to the social workers and to the Syrian priests that were working with the Christian groups that had fled to refugee camps because of the conflict in Syria. This particular trip is going to focus on both priests and social workers in the cities of Aleppo and Homs. And I'm actually very excited about the opportunity to get a chance to talk with them and be with them and give them some hands-on skills to take back and work with their people.
Our guest is Dr. Benjamin Keys, and he is headed to Lebanon to work with the Syrian priests and social workers. Now, why Lebanon right now? I mean, you hear all the stuff that's going on in Aleppo, but you hear stuff that's going on all over the world. Why is there a particular need for the first responders in that area?
Well, first of all, why Lebanon would be for safety purposes. It's very difficult to get into Syria, and it's not safe to be in Syria. And there are times when people in Syria can get passes to spend brief times in Lebanon, and that's basically what they're doing here for the training purposes. The needs are great. I mean, these are people who have experienced bombings in their homes, sniper fire in their neighborhoods. They've been used as human shields between opposing warring factions. The trauma that they've experienced is just absolutely huge. They've lost loved ones. They've lost belongings, their homes, etc. And Aleppo in particular has been just devastated.
Now, is this a perpetual activity that's going on in Lebanon, and you're just going for a period of time, or, because if you go for a week, it's not necessarily going to make long-term impact unless there are folks that are perpetually going.
Well, that's actually the point. We go for a week, and we train them in skills that they take back. So the perpetual ongoing is that these are the people that will go back and train or retrain their folks. These are the people that will learn the skills and go back and pass them on to others. We also remain in contact with them should they need backup, should they need resources. So it's not just a hit and run. We're there to help them get through this crisis.
I find this just fascinating, Dr. Keyes, because I think so many times when we think of what's happening in our world in terms of crisis, that we tend to focus so much on the physical aspect of it, but the mental and psychological aspect of trauma is a very large piece of what people deal with ongoing, and that's the long-term healing. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Whenever trauma happens, it's almost like a mask that's being put over their face. And they will see the rest of the world, and this is particularly true for young children that experience trauma. They will see ongoing relationships, their work experiences, their other relationships, dealing with families through this mask of trauma. And until that is somehow worked through and adapted into their narrative, into their experience, they're going to have this mask in front of them. And this is true whether it's situations like we're talking about in Syria, or like here in the United States with domestic violence, with sexual trauma. These things cause just long-term effects that until they're resolved, these people will carry with them much of their lives.
Well, Dr. Keyes, I am so pleased that you could join us, and really blown away by the unique niche that you have in dealing with, especially helping first responders deal with some of those very traumatic situations. Now, as I read about this, I'm like, okay, well, people can't just sign up to go on this trip. But young people that are looking at, or even second career folks that are looking at continuing their education into a type of work that really is missionary work, as they think of how they can help others, they can go to Divine Mercy University for that type of training and support.
Absolutely, and in fact, our trainings are available through the virtual classroom, so you can be anywhere in the country and join us for the training in real time.
That's awesome.
In fact, this weekend we have one coming up where we're focusing on grief and loss and diagnosis and assessment of PTSD, and they just simply would need to email me and tell me that they're interested, and we'll send them the information.
So how would they reach you, Dr. Keyes?
My email is bkeyes, @divinemercy.edu.
So bkeys, KEYES, @divinemercy.edu. Sounds fascinating. Dr. Keyes, thank you so much for joining us, and God bless you on your work, and safe travels to Lebanon this spring.
Thank you so much, and God bless the work that you're doing.
Thank
It's
you.
important work.